Hey, hey, hey. How are you guys? Oh my gosh, how I wish I was in Salt Lake City right now. But I couldn't miss out on Bronze Academy. Like they said, my name is Kristen Wyatt. I am so honored to be here with this group because this is what I love about Bronze Academy is convention's always amazing. You're writing a ton of notes. My hand's always sore because there's so much good content, but Bronze Academy is like another level. And you guys have probably already figured that out by now. Bronze Academy is the nitty gritty where we peel back the onion, we go in deep, we go into the details of the how-tos, the what ifs, all of that as a leader, right? Because you guys are leaders. Some of you guys might be a brand new bronze, and that's still, you have a huge team already, right? And so I get to train today on presenting. And it's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to warn you guys now, so I want you to get your packets out, get a pen, make sure you're filling it out as we go, because what I want to do is break it down for you slide by slide with the slides that we have in our back office. It's only 4 slides now, keeps it really, really simple. And here's what I'll tell you. My presentation has evolved over the years. When I first started presenting, it looked exactly like Marielle Filipponi's presentation, because all I did was play hers, hit pause, write it down. Play, hit pause, write it down. Play, hit, literally. And then I would just hold up a piece of paper and be like, hi, my name is Kristen Wyatt. No, it wasn't that bad. But really and truly, I would just read it, and I was trying to practice trying not to sound like a robot. I didn't know what I was doing. This was 2 years ago. It's evolved since then. It's taken a lot of practice. And now I realize as leaders, everything in Q is so smooth and so, I guess like fluid, meaning all the leaders, even though we might tweak things and change them up a little bit, for the most part, the system throughout the company is the same. So we as leaders need to be quick to be willing to change and adapt and move very quickly when new information is given to us. And hello, like we have the best marketing team in the world. They just pop out these incredible slides all the time. And this one's simple. It's only 4 slides. So although I get it, I'm the kind of personality, sometimes I get bored easily and I want to reinvent the wheel and yada, yada, yada. You know what's really boring though? Being the only one in my entire organization that's presenting. That is boring, okay? What's really fun is when I'm sleeping, I have a bunch of leaders presenting the business all over the world while I take a nap, okay? Not really, I'm not taking naps like throughout the day, but you get my point, right? We need to create duplication, right? So it's important that what we're doing, the reason I could watch Marielle's presentation, hit pause and write it down is because she did it the exact same every single time. Little tweaks, yes, that comes with skill as it's developed over time, but for the most part, it was the same. And so my team now can look at my presentation, take what they like, tweak it, change their wording, but now I have more people presenting. So let's get into it because like I said, this is a ton of information and we're gonna dive right in. So let me pull up my slides here. Oh, oopsies. I have Sonic the Hedgehog theme stuck to my head. Oh, by the way, I may or may not have a small child right in here. It's no big deal. And whether or not they're wearing underwear is not on me. That's on Dwayne. I mean, not underwear, pants. Whether or not they're wearing pants or underwear, actually, neither of which are on me. We're gonna blame Dwayne. So Dwayne C. Wyatt, find him on Facebook, it's his fault. Okay, moving on. What is the goal? What is your goal when you are presenting the business, okay? First and foremost, you gotta actually present. That's the first #1 goal. You have to actually present. Many of you in this room, many of you on virtual, you have never presented before. Maybe it's because your leader always has a presentation every night of the week and you're like, why would I? I'm just plugging in. Well, I promise you, there will come a time when you have to step up or when you want your team to step up and they're gonna go at your pace. So the quicker you present, I think I was builder or pro the first time I presented. The quicker you get presenting, the quicker your team will start presenting. And we can't micromanage the process because it's not gonna be perfect. We all suck in the beginning. Trust me, I really, really sucked. That's okay. We need to get presenting because again, it's about duplication. The second goal, this is the main goal, is to find your next leader. Do you guys realize the difference in presentations if your goal is, I'm trying to close a customer versus finding your next leader? Those are 2 very different presentations. But with Q and what we have here and it being so special, we're not just presenting the business to close a bunch of customers or to even close ambassadors. This presentation is to help us quickly identify who our next leader might be, okay? So everything in your presentation has to connect to that goal, okay? So let's talk about structure. Really simple things. #1 should be under 30 minutes. Short and sweet, just knock it out. The opener of the presentation does the first 2 slides. Remember, the slides, it's only 4 of them, and I'm gonna go through them here in a second. Then you have your first testimony, okay? Then the opener is gonna edify the next leader. So in an ideal world, you have 2 people presenting. Then it's the money speaker. I call it the gangsta money speaker. This is the one that's gonna bring it home and close the presentation for you. And somewhere in there, there is a second testimony. An important part of your presentation too is to always discuss what's coming up next. You want to set the expectation. That's part of closing. Now, everyone has different closing styles and you got to kind of find what works best for you. But for the most part, you want to set clear expectations for your people that are watching of what's about to happen and what comes next. Okay, so let's dig into it. First and foremost, testimonies. Testimonies are huge, you guys, but it's not always the reason that you think it is. Testimonies are not used, again, if our goal is to close customers, maybe it is, but testimonies are not used to convince people that our products work. Q is not on trial here. We know our products work. Testimonies are used as a metric for recognition. Literally each week, I pull my reports. I see who my top enrollers are, who my top customer getters are, top CV, all that good stuff. And I reach out to them personally. Hey, Ashley, I was just pulling my reports. I noticed that you are killing it in customer acquisition. I can't believe you just started a month ago. I am so proud of you. Will you please come to my presentation tonight and be my testimony? I'd love to have you fill in for me tonight. It's super easy. I'm gonna send you the wording. It's just gonna be 30 seconds, right? I don't usually have them like message me back freaking out. Okay, like, oh my God, this is amazing. Usually they're calm, cool, collected. You know who I do hear from though is their upline. Their upline will reach out to me and be like, oh my gosh, Ashley just told me you reached out to her and asked her to be your testimony and she's freaking out. She's so excited. She cried to me on the phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's recognition, right? People will kill for recognition and this is a way to recognize them. It's also a way to accomplish our goal. These testimonies are not used to close customers, right? So we don't need somebody who's over 80 years old talking about how the hemp has helped their arthritis and they haven't worked the business in 9 years. Like, that's not who is going to help us find our next leader. Who's going to help us find our next leader are people who are new and winning and have a quick result or anything like that, right? So 30 seconds or less. These testimonies should be short and sweet to get to the point right away, and they all generally have the same outline, okay? So I actually send a script. Now, I leave open gaps for them to kind of go into it a little bit, but it's really, really simple. In fact, I'll read it to you guys so you guys can have the example. And they kind of change depending on if it's one of the first testimonies, it's a little bit more product focused. A second testimony might be a little bit more business, but I'll do the business one. So all it says, again, 30 seconds or less. Hi, everyone. My name is blank. I feel so honored to be on here tonight. I tuned into a Zoom similar to this one when I was looking into this. I needed a second stream of income because blank. And now, because of the simple system and because of the mentorship that's in place, I was able to achieve the blank rank, first rank, second rank in just 2 months, right? I'm super excited for what's to come and I appreciate you guys letting me share tonight. Boom, done. That was probably less than 30 seconds, right? Do you guys realize wording is everything? I could get somebody who says, hey everyone, my name is Vanessa. I am so honored to be on here tonight. Thank you so much, Kristen, for letting me come on. I have to say, honestly, I just started this because I thought maybe I could make a little extra money for like a date night. I don't know. But now it's only been a year and I actually just hit the rank of bronze in the company in just a year. And so I'm bringing home this extra income for my family. My husband is freaking out. I could not be, and it's honestly just because of the systems that are in place, the systems Christy's put into place and the mentorship I've received throughout the process. It's made it so simple and I just could not be more thankful and appreciative. Thanks for letting me share. Boom, done, right? It's all in the way that you word it. I can't believe I went bronze in just 2 years, in just 1 year. I can't believe I was able to achieve the rank of builder in my first 2 months. I'm so thankful, right? Again, we're looking to find our next leader. They just edified the system, the mentorship, and the comp plan in 30 seconds. Okay, what are your prospects thinking? During this whole process, we need to know what they're thinking because that's how we address things, or that's how we answer the questions they might have, right? Does this make sense? When they are listening to a presentation, and if you go way down the rabbit hole into some sort of science about some sort of ingredient or like chelation or whatever, about 3% of the population will understand what you're talking about. Most likely less. It's not going to make much sense. It needs to be very, very simple. Okay. Does this make sense? Number 2, can I do this? Another reason why you may not want to talk about methylation or chelation, because they might go, ooh, like, I don't have a white coat. Don't think I can go into that. This seems really hard, right? Will somebody help me, right? Do you notice how in just that 30-second testimony, that person was able to tell the audience that I could do this because of this, and I received help because of the mentorship in place? Do you see how powerful that is just by having them speak really quickly? But it's your job as the presenter to keep it simple and concise so that they understand and get these questions answered as well, right? So let's go into it. First slide. The only goal of this entire slide is to not go into Mark Wilson's football career. Surprise! It's really cool. And I used to talk all about it and the Super Bowl championship rings and how one time he kind of like, let me take a picture with it. It was really cool. Nobody cares. No one literally cares. It's about creating credibility. Okay, people do care, Mark, sorry. People do care. It's really, really cool. And you do talk about Mark Wilson, but guys, it's just about creating credibility for Q. Keep it really simple, right? So here we go. Read the slide. Read the dang slide. They put the bullet point there for a reason, right? Don't oversell it. Sometimes we feel like Q's on trial and we're having to convince them that Q is really amazing. And I swear it's better than my last company. Guys, quit talking about your last company. We know what we have. And trust me, it's gold. Just wait till you hear what's coming tomorrow too. It's really, really gold. Just create credibility. Don't oversell, simply read it. Personal story with Mark and Jake. All of you guys that are here at convention, if you're there in person in Salt Lake City, take a moment to have a moment with Mark or Jake and to meet them, right? If you have ever met them or had any sort of experience for them, this is where you can pull that into the slide. Make it really genuine and talk about that. In fact, I have a girl on my team that had never met them in person, and she even used my personal story with them. She said, you know, I haven't been able to meet these gentlemen myself, but credentials aside, I mean, they're incredibly smart business-wise, and I'm so happy to be, you know, partnered with such genius leaders that are really, really taking this company to huge places. But I've never been able to meet them personally, but my friend, she's on the board of advisors and gets to kind of rub elbows with these gentlemen all the time. And I love hearing her talk about the stories of them playing with their kids and embodying all these family values. You know, one time my friend, literally, Mark Wilson pulled over and offered her a ride from a hotel to the corporate office and just picked her brain. And she told him her story. She cried because she had this one-on-one experience. Like, do you even know a CEO that would be willing to do that? To sit down and hear somebody's story and hear how important it is to them and to be kind and to listen. And you know what? She always says they have the biggest ears and small mouths because they're always listening. And I've been at the bottom of the totem pole before, so trust me, it's the coolest thing to know that my voice will be heard next, right? So it doesn't even have to be your own personal experience, but throw it in there if you have one, right? I wanted to be heard, right? Big ears, small mouths, they listen. Use the word partnership. The reason I partnered with Q, use that word partnership because our corporate office works tirelessly to be our partners in this business. It's not I joined a company, right? Or I enrolled with Q. You are partnering with an entire group of people and with a company in this business. They're your business partners, right? Okay, second slide. This is the only goal. This is what people want to know. Is it safe? Okay, is it affordable? And do you, the presenter, like it? Okay. I know, again, with the methylation, it's really fun to go into detail, but I promise you, although there are that 1 to 2 to 3% of people that would be really fascinated by the word chelation, the general public and the general population, and again, we're making it seem simple so everyone thinks they can do this. The general public just wants to know, are the products safe? Can I afford them? Do you like it? What do you like about it? Oh, that's great. Cha-ching, done, right? It's very simple. Again, the goal. So read the slide and you want to leave them with questions. Now, here's the big one. This was like tough for me to swallow. I always thought the presentation was supposed to give them all the information so that they didn't have questions so that they were ready to join, right? That's not really the case. You want to leave them with questions strategically. That way they can go into the next step of the system. You want to give them just enough to, again, give Q credibility, talk general, quick little points about the products, talk about the business, create the picture and the vision, and then now you've led them perfectly into a conversation with your leader to go into the next step of the system to have that connection, right? That's where they get their questions answered. And yes, if they really want to dig into methylation, we can just send them all the PDFs from the app, okay? Demonstrable products only, okay? You want to focus, isn't it the slide here? Everything is strategic, okay? They do not, our marketing department is genius. They don't just pop things up there that, oh, this looks pretty. They put products up there that are the most demonstrable for a reason. Those are the ones that are pictured. Those are the ones you need to talk about. The ones that work quickly, right? Hemp versus core. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail with this. Obviously, we have huge changes coming in our hemp line tomorrow. Can't tell you much. You're going to freak out. That's all I'll say. But I want to share something with you. Hemp is something that we want to ride the wave, right? Does everybody want to ride the wave of hemp? Okay, me too. I definitely do. Yes, you want to ride the wave, but just like many other things that are trend-based, they're going to go way up, but we're in this for the long haul, right? You need to have long-term vision, and any big trend like that eventually is going to level off a little bit, and it's not going to be the hot thing whenever L'Oreal has hemp mascara. Buy, like water-soluble mascara at Target that's infused with hemp, and then you're at the Coca-Cola dispenser and you're like, oh, hemp with hemp Coke or regular Coke, like for real, okay? It's going to happen. And so always make sure, if it were me, I always lead with the core. I want every single person to have the core combo, and then everything else is something that we layer on, right? Talk about constant innovation. This is really key because I love something I say in my presentation every time is, my husband and I really partnered with this company because we wanted to align with multiple verticals. I love the fact that there's things for men, women, kids, not just mental health, energy, sleep, weight loss, all of the different categories. I am happy to say that in 2.5 years, I have yet to have to turn somebody away for both price point and also just having something that I know will work for them. Talk about constant innovation. Oh my gosh, it says here, we capitalize on market trends and wellness with cutting edge products. I'm telling you guys, our product formulators are very, very picky because their standards are so high. When new science becomes available, we always evolve and change. So I love that there's constant innovation. In fact, there's leaders that I know that are sampling some of the new products right now. So I cannot wait until they're released and we get to learn more. Right? Again, you're looking to find your next leader. What leader doesn't want to be sampling things? What leader doesn't want to know that we're always on the cutting edge, right? That you've never had to turn somebody away. Those little tidbits are important. Okay, going into the next slide. Now, really quickly, sorry, let me go back. That's really all that I do. I talk about the general categories. I read the slide. I talk about multiple verticals and how it's so cool, the constant innovation. And then you want to talk about just your favorite product. That's the last bit of this. Talk about your favorite product. I always say if my husband was doing this presentation, he'd be talking about the hemp because it's his favorite product and he loves it. He's taken it for 2 years consistently, same flavor. He's obsessed. For me though, my favorite product is that black bag right there, that core combo. It has a product in it you've probably heard of because it's kind of put us on the map. It's called QMax. It's a really cool just multivitamin, but it's not just a vitamin. I mean, the way they process it, it is helping people improve their mental health and clarity and cognitive function. I mean, it's just so cool how fast it works. But in that bag, in that combo, it has an anti-inflammatory, it has digestive enzymes, a probiotic. I mean, literally, it's like the core staple for your health. It's everything you need right then and there. And it comes in these little bags like AM and PM. So it's all pre-sorted for you. You don't have to have bottles lining your counter, which by the way, is the only reason my husband will even take these things. Ha ha ha, moving on, right? That's it. I just go straight into the next thing and move on. Okay, third slide. The goal for this third slide is to talk about an e-commerce model and to talk about the support that we have. Okay, that's all the goal is for this. It's not to go into the nitty gritty and to educate in detail about our compensation plan. You talk about the initial investment, talk about everything that that initial investment includes. I like to say things like it includes my e-commerce site people can go to, they can make a purchase and it drop ships straight to them. I don't have to carry inventory and be selling things out of my trunk, which is nice, ha ha ha, right? But I also love I get this full business suite, all the tools I need. I mean, think about it with PowerPoint. I suck at PowerPoint, but they created all these slides for me. So all I have to do is pop them up here and read them, right? So I'm, again, showing how simple. I have partners at corporate. When I talk about number 2, there's a reason it says retain your customers. It doesn't say become a customer and you can get a 30-day money back guarantee, because the goal of the presentation isn't to close customers. It's to find our next leader. And so I say, you know what I love though, is if people decide they just want to go the customer route, that's easy. They can get my pricing, they can get their money back if they don't like it. But there's a whole department at Q Sciences Corporate, and their main job is to help me retain my customers for me. Like, talk about a partnership. Oh my gosh, they're giving them rewards. They're helping them manage their orders. Like, I never had that kind of support in my traditional business. It was always me, myself, and I, right? And so I'm talking about the partnership we have at corporate, right? Weekly checks. When you're going into earning an income, you want to break down not too much detail, right? You don't want to break down every little rank, but you want to talk about how quickly people can get their investment back. I like to say, you know, people go on to my website and make a purchase of product and I get commission off of that. But then if people join me and partner in this business, I also start making commission off of what goes through their websites. And this was a really aha moment for me, because this is when I started to understand residual income. And I love that, you know, I'm the rank of, you know, blah, blah, blah. But what's been so cool for me is to see so many people being able to come in and, you know, you can kind of ignore the numbers here, but do you see down here on this black bar how it says 3 orders, 6 orders, 15 orders? As people partner with me and in my organization, different numbers of orders come in, whether it's 3, 6, 15, I'm then moving through the different ranks and you're able to unlock those checks the next week. And it's been the most humbling thing and so cool to be able to bring somebody in and help them get their money back as quickly as next Friday. Because now we're addressing the cash flow issue that so many people are concerned with right now, right? The number of orders equals money right away. Make it simple for them. Again, does this make sense? Guess what doesn't make sense? OV. What the heck does OV mean? Yeah, maybe if you're literally talking to a network marketer that has an OV wording in their comp plan, nobody else knows what OV means. Quit sounding network marketing and just make it simple. Based on the numbers that come into number of orders that come into my organization, that equals moving through the ranks and I'm able to unlock money as quickly as next week. And you know what's so cool about it is they have this simple system in place. So I was able to just kind of plug and play. My friend Shannon just kind of showed me how to do it. And so it was very simple for me, edifying a leader, edifying a system again, right? Then going into the financial freedom movement, okay? I always say, look, now let's talk about my favorite part, because this is kind of the backbone of who we are as Q Sciences, and this really stood out to me and my husband. Talk about how your home life matters, right? You can read the slide. Financial security makes for a happy home life. What company even cares about your home life? Not many, you guys. Ours do. And that's why I always say this goes back, honestly, even to just the leaders that I talked about, or that so-and-so talked about in the beginning. Their integrity, how they, you know, they're family first kind of people. Faith and family always with this company. And the fact that they're able to provide a program with financial literacy to help educate me, I got to tell you, it's been the most incredible thing, because I didn't know much. I mean, just truth be told, when I came to this company, I had debt up to my eyeballs. I didn't have any money in savings and I wanted to do better. I knew money came in and went out just as quick. I needed help. I needed education. And the fact that this company assigns from day one to every single person, you don't have to make a dime yet in this company, and you automatically get assigned a professional financial mentor and coach, one-on-one, somebody that will help you with taxes, credit repair, debt consolidation, anything you need to get your financial home in order, because they are on a mission to help lift that kind of anxiety from the home that finances and kind of a lack of literacy can create, right? But they don't even stop there. They don't even stop there, because actually, instead of some sort of kind of hype incentive or a free car program or something, they don't do all of that. They actually, when you hit a certain rank, you see that rank that says elite there, where I was pointing out the orders. See how it says FFM $100? When you hit that rank, they start putting money toward a debt of your choice. And if you're not in debt, they'll put it toward a qualified retirement account. I had never heard of something like this. And I gotta tell you, more than anything, it's about the culture that this has created. Because in our company, it's not a whole lot of flash and look at me, this, that. Honestly, leaders are bragging about having, not making a six-figure income, but having 6 figures in savings. I mean, I'd never heard of anything like that. But again, we kind of have more of a traditional business model here. We're not looking to kind of be that stereotypical network marketing company, right? So you guys see how that kind of breaks down, and you got to be vulnerable. You got to be honest about your story and share a little bit about the culture that it's created, because that's really what the FFM is. It's not just a debt payoff program, guys. It's the whole culture of Q. Okay, 4th slide. Goal here, the system and simplicity. This idea that we've got you covered. Q's got it all for you, right? It's not just up to me. Exactly. Gosh, I love that when I bring somebody into this business, I can plug them into quarterly and monthly training, virtual, in person. There's all this information they get from corporate, news from company leaders, messages from our CEO. Like I mentioned, our financial education. We have charitable organizations. I mean, it's the coolest thing to have partners at corporate that are literally bringing best practices to my business to ensure that they get everything, right? It's a true partnership. A true partnership, and that's really what I needed, because at the end of the day, I did this for not just more money, but more time, right? I could never do this PowerPoint. I've mentioned that, right? You can mention there's under 45-second hold times with corporate. Our customer service is incredible, right? Closing. Talk about your first 2 weeks. When you're going into closing your presentation, talk about what it was like for you after my onboarding, after I plugged into this system. I invited people to an informational event just like this one, right? So here's what we're going to do next. You're going to get connected. Guess what? Pass out of the bag. We're going to follow up with you after this. Ha ha ha. We have nothing to hide. We're going to follow up with you after this. And I'm going to connect you. You're going to be connected with a leader and somebody who can get your questions answered. And you know what's really cool about it is you're going to see our system. You're going to see our system unfold right in front of you. And you are going to be able to say, oh my gosh, the person that invited me to this isn't even the one doing the talking. And you're going to love it, because when you first join, you're going to want somebody else to answer all your people's questions too. That way you're not over here studying flashcards, right? Here's what's going to happen. Be brutally honest. Quit shying away from the follow-up process. Let them know, we're going to call you after this to find out what you think. Okay? So here's some general notes. Let's close this up. Okay, general notes about presenting. There's a difference between large Zooms and small Zooms. Large Zooms, they serve the leader, the biggest leader on the Zoom. They serve the biggest leader because the biggest leader is somebody who is presenting. They've got everyone on their team on there, that sort of thing. A small Zoom serves you guys. Why is that? Because there's no way a leader can edify every single person in their organization on such a large Zoom. But a smaller, more intimate Zoom, they can. So it's important to promote a next event after every single presentation. And what we would do is we would do a bunch of small Zooms when I first started, and we would funnel into a larger Zoom, and we would promote that all throughout the month. Shannon and I would do presentations all throughout the week, small groups, like Fab Five style, of calling all your direct people and saying, check this out, getting people really in the door right away, kind of that first presentation for people. And you're edifying the leader, you're working their name into the presentation. I use the same 4 slides for my Fab Five every time. But now I'm edifying the leader and going, oh yeah, this is why I love working with Christy. Her and I are so in alignment with this financial literacy thing. We both know this is so important for the future of people, especially at the state we're in, right? So I'm edifying the leader as we go, right? Maybe I'm having them share their favorite product as a demonstrable option, right? And then I'm saying, I'm so excited. Later on in a couple of weeks, we have this leader joining us who's going to be doing a presentation. Especially if you want to get in now is the time, because then we can invite all your people to this presentation where they get to meet this leader, right? Be on time. Be on time. And I had to quote you, Brandon. I actually texted him the other day. I'm like, what is that comment you always say about dress, about how to dress? Be on time and dress how you want to be addressed, okay? Remember, we're not just looking to close all the tired moms with greasy hair and dry shampoo as a customer. We're looking for our next leader. So dress like it. Dress like you want to be addressed. Be on time. Be professional. Tonality and excitement is everything. literally you could read the slides really excited, not overly excited, but excited and happy, and your tone, making little pauses, those kinds of things will come with practice. But a lot of the times, just excitement, even if you don't know what you're saying and you're just reading the slides, that does it enough, because they're like, dang, I gotta get in on this. What the heck is this, right? You gotta know what we have. Don't downplay it, don't water it down. We have gold here with Q. You don't have to oversell it, because we know what we have, right? At the end of the day, anyone that sees this, they're either going to be interested or not. That's the beauty of recruitment. Our goal is to just expose people. It's not just to close customers and get this. We're just looking for our next leader. So we have to expose as many people as we can. That way we can find them, right? So here's what we're going to do. I've been told by my good friend TR, Tony Robbins, we're really tight. I've been told by him that you should never leave a scene of excitement and training and knowledge without making a plan, okay? So I want you guys right now to get out your little calendars, planner, phone, whatever, and I want you to schedule a presentation. I want you to schedule a presentation, and I want it to be something before the month ends. And you're gonna just organize it. Maybe get your friend or your upline to do the money-making part, right? You're gonna do the first part, and let's make it a goal, all of us, to have as many presentations going on from everyone throughout the end of the month, so that you guys get practice. You're using the excitement coming out of the event to bring people in, and you're committing to creating duplication in your organization long-term. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see everybody in Salt Lake later. Bye, guys.